Fruits and vegetables. Is this backwards? I feel like this is backwards. I'm having way too much fun with this, by the way. So fruit, obvious, non-starchy vegetables. Anything other than potatoes, corn, and peas. Those fit into the starchy carbs category that we're going to talk about later. So, what are those? Non-starchy vegetables are your salad stuff, your broccoli, your green beans, your carrots, your Brussels sprouts, your cauliflower, your peppers. These are the things that have very minimal carbohydrates in them. They're really great fillers, and these are our antioxidant powerhouses. All right, so some tips and tricks. I never say that right, and I finally did it. No juice. You always want to opt for the whole fruit versus the juice option. That means eat the orange versus drink the orange juice. That means eat a salad versus V8. Although we would really love to count spicy V8, Bloody Mary or not, as a vegetable, it's not, because it doesn't have any fiber in it. It doesn't really have any the fluid in it, and it doesn't really have three things that produce has: water, fiber, and air. These help fill our stomachs up. This is why we can eat them and then feel prolonged for a longer period of time, versus if we're drinking juice, which is just liquid, which means it dissolves instantly into the bloodstream and it's in and out of your stomach at about the same pace. There's no staying power to liquids. There's no staying power to juice. It's got vitamins. I'd rather you drink juice than Pepsi. But as far as a sugar perspective, your blood sugar is still going to rise up, which means your insulin is still going to rise up, which means you're going to gain belly fat. Everybody's favorite. All right, so just opt for the fruit. Fill your belly up with the goodness. Fresh, frozen, or canned. Fresh is best if it is fresh. So if you buy an apple and it come home and it sits on your counter for 2 weeks, before you eat it, each day that goes by, it loses more and more nutrient value. Like if you don't water your plants, they start to wilt. You know, if you don't eat that produce, it's going to start getting gross. So you don't want to eat gross produce. You don't want to eat gross nutrition. So bring it home and either cook it or freeze it or eat it quick within a couple of days. This is why I opt a lot for frozen vegetables, because I don't have 100 hours in the day to chop and process and cook everything. So we do a lot of frozen vegetables. Frozen is plucked and cleaned and put in a bag or a box within 24 hours, and that locks its nutrient value, locks it, freezes it. And then once you cook it, you need to eat it, pretty quickly within a couple of days so it doesn't start deteriorating. Canned. I'd rather you eat canned vegetables than zero vegetables, but those are the most processed, minimal nutrients versus the other two options. You can buy, and another big thing is that canned vegetables have a lot of salt in them, but you can buy no salt added canned vegetables. Some of them are good, some of them are horrible. That being said, my kids eat no salt added carrots out of the can and no salt added beets, and you could not pay me enough money to eat beets because they taste like dirt. But different strokes for different folks. All right, so opt for fresh or frozen. Eat the peel when it makes sense. All right, peel is where the majority of the fiber is found. And fiber is my second favorite F word. It is what keeps our body moving. It is what keeps everything safe. If you do not eat enough fiber, then all the food in your gut just sits there and festers and rots and it's gross and it starts irritating the intestinal lining, and then that's when we have problems. Not all the problems are caused from no fiber, but not eating enough fiber in your diet is one of the biggest risk factors for colon cancer. So if you have colon cancer in your family, get on up on it and get your fiber in, right? That means don't peel your cucumbers if you can stand it. Keep the skin on the potatoes. Zucchini skins. Don't peel your apples. But make sure it makes sense. Like, don't go around eating banana peels. That's dumb. Orange peels, stuff like that. When it makes sense, leave the peel on. If the peel is really, like a cucumber peel is super green, the more color a fruit or vegetable has in it, the more antioxidants it has in it. So like eggplant, if you take an eggplant and you peel the whole thing, then you're peeling off a lot of the antioxidants from that deep, dark purple. So keep the peel on. Also, when you peel something, there's a little tiny thin layer right underneath the peel. That's where a lot of the pectin is. This helps raise our good cholesterol and lower our bad cholesterol. Also, all the antioxidants from there. So just please keep the peel on when it makes enough sense. All right, base minimum, and this is a little more on the meal planning side. I told you I was going to jump around a little bit. But at a minimum, we're looking for 2 fruits a day and 3 vegetables a day, minimum. Most people eat more fruit than vegetables, but it actually has to be flip-flopped because non-starchy vegetables have less sugar than fruit does. Not that sugar is bad. Not that natural sugar is bad. Our body needs that little bit of a lift. I'll explain that later. If we don't already know that, I'll touch into that when we talk more about carbs. But 3 vegetables, 2 fruits a day. This is 2 pieces on things that make sense. Like an apple is 1. A pear is 1. A gigantic banana like this is 2. So you can eat the whole banana, but just count it as 2. This is your base minimum. A cup is a serving. So if you have a big old gigantic salad and you're going to throw some grilled chicken on top of it, how many cups of salad stuff do you have? You could easily get 3 cups of vegetables in on a salad. A head of cauliflower or a head of broccoli has 4 cups in it. So if you're meal prepping or you're trying to figure out how many servings of vegetables a dish or something has in it, a head of vegetables has 4. A bag of salad greens, like you could buy a bag of spring mix or whatever, there's 4 cups in that, typically. A pound, like if you buy a pound of Brussels sprouts, that's 4 servings or 4 cups. If you take a cup of like peppers and onions and mushrooms and stuff because you're going to saute them to put in a casserole or something, if you start it out as a cup and then obviously they're going to shrink down because you cook them, that still counts as a serving. Okay, so 3 cups or servings of vegetables a day. A small pepper like this counts as 1. By the time you cut it up and it's all in strips, that counts as a serving. Red peppers are my favorite. I don't like green peppers. Everybody's got that thing. All right. The more color, the better. The more colorful something is, the healthier it is for you. This is why spinach and kale is healthier than iceberg and romaine, because the color is deeper and darker. The more red the reddest red pepper that you can find is healthier than like the lightest orangish one. Okay. Red grapes are healthier than green grapes because the pigments are darker. Antioxidants are found in color. So eat the rainbow, and you're talking ketchup and Cheetos. So eat the rainbow in your produce, and then you're going to be covered. Antioxidants are so important. It's one of the biggest things in the Shakeology that I really love so much, but it's also only found in produce. Antioxidants are only found in plant food. Okay, these are our body's fighter. These are the disease fighters. This is a big reason why when you get sick and you're supposed to eat oranges for the vitamin C to keep off the cold, which I need to be. I had an orange already today. I'm fighting a cold. Also because of the antioxidants in there that pair with the vitamin C. That's the synergy that I was talking about earlier. The antioxidants are like your body's little warriors. So if you don't ever eat fruits and vegetables and you're sick all the friggin' time, there's the connection. So no juice, fresh and frozen is best, and not frozen broccoli in a cheese sauce. That doesn't count. That's added salt, that's added fake cheese. The only thing that needs to be on that bag, if you're getting frozen green beans, you flip it around, you read the ingredients list. The only thing on the ingredients list should be green beans. If you buy a bag of frozen blueberries, the only thing on that bag should be blueberries. If you're like, oh, I'm gonna get frozen strawberries because I'm gonna make angel food cake and put strawberries on top. So you get that tub of frozen strawberries, but the first ingredient in it is sugar. That is not fruit. Once you put sugar in something, in a fruit, it's no longer a fruit, it becomes a dessert. So if you get canned fruit cocktail or canned peaches, I love canned peaches, but canned fruit needs to be canned in 100% fruit juice. It's usually pear juice, because pear juice is pretty mild, or it needs to be canned in water, okay? Not even light syrup. And a lot of canned fruits that are canned in water will also have Splenda or another artificial sweetener added to it, which is which is, if you have diabetes or blood sugar concerns, that's better than if you got one with syrup. But just go all the way and get the natural ones without any syrup or without any artificial sweeteners. Okay, so fruit, the main thing is to eat more of the fruits and vegetables. Make sure and keep them as close to how they came out of the ground as possible. And then you'll be good to go. And remember the minimum of what we're looking for, because Americans don't eat enough produce, period. The minimum is 2 fruits a day and 3 vegetables a day. However you want to get those in, but preferably spread evenly throughout the day.